Terror tides. I opened my eyes and saw the ocean stretched out before me, an endless expanse of dark, foreboding water that seemed to go on forever. I clung to a makeshift raft, a flimsy lifeline tossed amidst the vast abyss. The sun had long since dipped below the horizon, leaving me in the company of shadows and eerie silence. Alone and adrift, I felt like a solitary soul trapped between the known world and the mysteries of the deep. As night settled in, the air grew cold and damp, the gentle lapping of waves against the raft the only sound to break the stillness. My heart pounded in my chest, a steady reminder of my precarious situation. I scanned the inky blackness, a feeling of unease settling over me like a shroud. The unknown terrors that lurked beneath the surface seemed to whisper in the darkness, a chilling reminder of the danger that surrounded me. Hours turned into an agonizing eternity as I clung to my raft, the darkness pressing in on all sides. My mind played tricks on me, conjuring phantom shapes just below the water's surface, the flicker of a fin, the glint of an eye. Panic clawed at the edges of my consciousness, and I fought to suppress it, knowing that fear could be just as deadly as the ocean itself. And then, a sound, a low, guttural rumble that seemed to emanate from the very depths of the sea. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end, and I strained my ears to catch any hint of what could have caused that eerie noise. The water beneath the raft churned, sending ripples radiating outwards like a sinister echo. A primal instinct told me to flee, to jump into the water and swim as far away as possible from whatever monstrosity lurked below. But reason and a bone-chilling realization kept me frozen in place. The sea was teeming with life, with creatures I could barely fathom, and I was at their mercy. The moon emerged from behind a veil of clouds, casting an eerie glow over the water's surface. In that ethereal light, I caught a glimpse of something. A shadow that seemed to move just below the surface, a massive form that defied comprehension. My heart lodged itself in my throat, and I felt a cold sweat bead on my brow. The shadow circled, drawing closer with each pass. Panic surged through me, a visceral terror that threatened to consume my reason. I knew that whatever lurked below was massive, a predator of the deep that could swallow me whole without a second thought. Time seemed to stand still as the shadow drew closer, revealing itself in horrifying clarity. The unmistakable form of a shark materialized, a behemoth of primal power, its eyes dead and lifeless, its maw brimming with rows of razor-sharp teeth. The sight was enough to steal my breath, to paralyze me with the suffocating weight of dread. The shark's movements were deliberate, its massive body gliding effortlessly through the water. It seemed to study me with a cold, calculated gaze, as though it could sense my fear and relished in it. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to do something, to fight or flee. But I was trapped on the fragile raft, a helpless witness to my own impending doom. The moments stretched on, an excruciating dance of predator and prey. The shark circled, its movements growing more frenzied with each pass, the water churning as it closed the distance between us. My heart raced, the thudding in my chest nearly drowning out the sound of my own ragged breathing. And then it happened. In a heartbeat that stretched into eternity, the shark lunged, its massive form propelling it out of the water in a horrifying display of power. I barely had time to register the impending impact before I was thrown into the water, the raft splintering beneath the force of the attack. The icy water enveloped me, darkness swallowing me whole as I thrashed and kicked, my instincts screaming at me to escape the jaws of the predator. I caught a glimpse of those teeth, gleaming like daggers in the moonlight, and desperation fueled my every movement. Adrenaline surged through my veins, my limbs propelling me towards the surface with a strength born of pure survival. With a gasp, I breached the water's surface, gulping in the precious air as though it were my lifeline. The ocean churned around me, a maelstrom of chaos and violence. The remnants of the shattered raft bobbed nearby, a stark reminder of my vulnerability. The shark circled, its massive form disappearing and reappearing in the shadows, a relentless force that would not be deterred. It was a creature of death, a relentless hunter born of the depths and fueled by the instinct to survive. And I, a mere speck in its world, was faced with a choice to fight or to succumb to the endless abyss. With a newfound resolve, I swam towards the wreckage of the raft, clutching a jagged piece of wood. The water was frigid, my limbs growing heavy with exhaustion, but I would not, let the terror take hold. The shark circled closer, its movements growing more erratic as it sensed my defiance. As it lunged once more, I struck out with all the strength I could muster, the makeshift weapon finding its mark. The impact was bone-jarring, a collision of survival and instinct that sent shockwaves through both of us. The water churned and frothed as the shark thrashed and convulsed, blood mingling with the darkness. In a final haunting cry, the shark's strength waned, and it sank beneath the waves, its life extinguished. The ocean fell silent once more, save for the gentle lapping of water against my battered body. The ordeal had left its mark, a visceral reminder of the terrors that lurked in the depths. I clung to the debris, panting and shivering as the chill seeped into my bones. The night seemed to stretch on forever, a tapestry of fear and survival woven into every fiber of my being. As the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, I knew that I had faced something primal and ancient, something that would forever haunt my dreams. The ocean remained a realm of mysteries, a place where darkness and danger reigned. And as I floated amidst the wreckage, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was but a fleeting presence in a world where even the bravest souls could be swallowed whole by the chilling depths.